What is going on, IVE Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today it's super important. You need to know right now, starting right now, what you can do to start burning fat. It's the new year, and you need to get into the correct flow. So I'm going to break that down in this video. Stay tuned. All right, the first thing that you need to do is you need to understand exactly what you are eating right now and create some sort of intervention. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to stop eating what you're eating, but you do need to create a caloric intervention, because if you are not losing weight, there's probably more than likely something happening with your diet that is preventing you from doing that, as diet is about 90% of why people gain weight, lose weight, or stay the same. So understand what you're eating. Make sure that you are eating within a reasonable caloric limit that is putting you at a net negative energy balance, which means a caloric deficit, so that you are able to burn body fat, so that your body actually burns body fat at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and you start the process. You have to be at that deficit so that your body pulls from your body fat for energy reserves. Now let's go ahead and talk about the second thing you can do right now to start burning body fat. Stop grazing. The number one reason that has been shown in terms of underreporting how much calories people are eating, when studies are done that involve things like questionnaires of how much did you eat, 50% of what one eats during the day is normally underreported in these studies. And it isn't because they are purposely doing it at all times. No, that is not the case. What it is grazing doesn't allow you to get a full grasp or even have a good memory of what you eat during the day. So if you're snacking on something over here, snacking on something over there, snacking in the morning, snacking in the afternoon, snacking in the evening, you are not understanding exactly how much you're eating. Now, grazing normally happens with calorie-dense foods, like snacks that have a lot of sugar in them, things that carry a lot of calories but do not make you feel full. And that's the Achilles heel. The calorie content is super high in the air, while the feeling of actually being satisfied and actually being full is super low to the ground. You need to reverse that process if you are going to eat out of the main course meals that you're eating. You need to reverse that process and make sure that the foods are low in calories but very high in satiety and feeling of fullness. Things like strawberries, things like blueberries, air popped popcorn that has not been added any flavor yet. You can add any of the seasoning that you want, but those kind of foods are the ones that are going to help you if you want to snack. But I ask you not to graze, because you'll have a more cognitive understanding of what you've eaten throughout the day, and it'll help you stabilize the ship and understand if you are actually indeed overeating. Focus on main food meals, the thing that you are sitting down and actively eating. Focus on those meals. Have everything you want to have in those meals when you sit down to eat them, and you will have a better understanding of how much calories are actually going in your system. When you stop grazing, you'll notice that you start to lose more fat, and very quickly, because you are eliminating all of that additional calorie that you were probably not accounting for. Now let's go ahead and move on to number 3. Fasted cardio or glycogen depleted cardio. Now, the reason I say fasted cardio is because when you do cardio fasted, if your glycogen is depleted if your glycogen has been depleted and used up for energy, what happens is that your body is burning more body fat to account for the fact that you do not have glycogen in your body. Your body is turning fatty acids into ketones via the liver through a process called beta hydroxybutyrate, and that is providing the energy to your brain. So when you do fasted cardio, you're asking for a lot of energy in a short period of time. You're not asking for a little bit of it, you're asking for a lot of it. If you don't have quick energy like glycogen, your body has to produce it, and it will use your body fat to do that. So not only are you just burning the total caloric number, but your calorie distribution is coming predominantly from your body fat, because your workout was fasted or glycogen depleted, which means you didn't necessarily go in fasted, but you did something before you did the cardio, like resistance training, that allowed you to deplete most of your glycogen before going into your cardio workout. Now this kind of bounces off into the next one. Build muscle or maintain muscle. Do something where muscle is part of the equation. Why? Because lean mass is the primary driver for your metabolic rate. And the best way to increase lean mass or protect lean mass is by increasing or protecting your muscle tissue. And the best way to do that is, of course, you have to take protein for protein synthesis. That's part of the equation, but also resistance training. Trust me, it'll go a long way. If you haven't worked out at all, you can build muscle fairly quickly initially. So your initial muscles will come in very, very quick. And those initial muscles can still help you. Something is always better than nothing. You don't have to turn into a bodybuilder, but do some resistance training. Even if it's calisthenics like push-ups, pull-ups, do something. Build some muscle, hold on to some muscle, and drive your metabolic rate up, because when you lose weight, no matter what you do, your metabolism will adapt. Metabolic adaptation will bring your metabolic rate down. Do things to counteract on the back end to bring your metabolic rate up so you can continue to keep burning body fat. And finally, as mentioned before, make sure that you are eating filling foods that are low in calories. I know I talked about this, but I didn't focus on this in this list. It's important. Why? Because it will help actually change your mind and how you actually eat. When you start realizing that you can eat foods and feel full and feel satisfied and not feel like you need more and more and more, which happens with calorie dense foods that are not satiating. When you realize that you can basically hack it by doing something like this, you will notice that it is incredibly easy to continue to lose weight, because you just don't give your body the opportunity to meet that caloric limit that puts you over, that puts you at a net positive energy balance where you are storing fat. You will always put yourself at a negative energy balance when you're eating foods that are low in calories but make you full, because you just can't finish eating those foods. But you also ate a lot of it and didn't have a lot of calories come in. It's a win-win. And this is what I was talking about in my last video on foods that'll never make you gain weight. Focus on those foods: strawberries, blueberries, cottage cheese, air pop popcorn, celery, Brussels sprouts, and the list goes on and on. Just look for foods that are low in calorie but high in satiety. Foods that have a lot of fiber can help do that for you. Hopefully this list helps you in understanding what you need to do if you feel lost, if you feel like you don't know what the next steps are because maybe you're working out but that's not enough. Hopefully this video helped. Patreons will be pinned down in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.